If we bet on Sam Houston State today, whether it wins the squad route or not, but if we bet on Sam Houston State today and they don't cover and they don't win, I will buy a Sam Houston State jersey and wear it for a week on stream, looking like a fucking idiot. Yeah, he's a moose shit coach. He's a terrible coach. Get Ron Rivera out of here. I'm not even saying to hand the keys over to Bahenemy yet. All I'm saying is this is not our head coach. This is not a winner. This is not our guy. Listen up. All right, take a little mental screenshot of this one. Boop. Give me the Ravens laying 3. Come on, it's got to be Baltimore must play here. They're winning this game big. It's going to be an under game. They're going to be running the shit out of the ball, and they're going to win this game by 5+, maybe 10+. I mean, if you have to listen to Jameis Winston for advice on the sidelines during a game, that's probably when you got to hang him up and maybe go with a different game plan here, Javon, because if he's seeing something that Derek Carr and the coach aren't, that's an issue to me.
That's just Jimmy Butler activities now. I just don't know if I can click a square and just say, you know what? I'm going to go to the grave with Jimmy Butler today when I see that cut. That profile.
I'm watching them rock. Damn. Brand new bag with Pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to savor it.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Friday, the best BTL of the week, episode 354 piece. As always, Hold the Fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon, presented by SeatGeek. If you guys are going to the park this weekend, if you're going to see a football game, why don't you go buy your tickets on SeatGeek? Low fees, great options. Use promo code BOOKIT for a percentage off. Why not? Why not save yourself 20 beans and go buy yourselves a beer or two, depending on where you're at with those coins? Why not us, chat? Go check out SeatGeek, elite ticket purchasing app. I use it personally for all my tickets. I'm going to the Mariners game on Sunday. Where did I buy my tickets, Javon? SeatGeek. How about them apples? Check it out, chat. It's worth your time. Use this promo. Why would you not? Why would you not? You hate saving money? Hate $20? I don't get it. Go check it out. All right, Javon, W's. We had a rare this week W recap to show the people today. It's been a tough fucking week besides the squad rides, which continue to print as always. But Javon, I see a lot of green on this recap.
There's a lot of green.
Great fucking work yesterday, man. Feds did a sweep. Javon, 3-0, including a nice little Flames ML the chat trusted with their lives. Great play. Never in doubt. Went down 1-0. I was nervous. I was about to text you. This is a loser. Next thing you know, as soon as that happens, as soon as I get that thought, they score a goal, and then they score 3 more. Great win. Great play last night, chat. W's for the Flames ML. I hope you guys tailed. Okay? And as always, W Lembong. What an absolute fucking stud. Dropping a 3-piece. Hold the Fry, as always. Lembong. We do it all for you. Please never forget that. All right, as he gives out 3 subs to the community. We got a Spicy McNutt sub bank, 13 months. Sure, Javon. Love to see it. Chat is energized and ready to roll today, Javon. We've got a lot to cover today. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of college basketball games. Some are moose, some are not. Javon, we're going to talk about them. A couple decent games I got circled. And then we're going to do the college football weekend preview here soon, as always, on a Friday. Give you guys some winners for the weekends. Remember, guys, you can always come back and rewatch this segment if you need winners for Saturday on college football. Wouldn't be a bad idea. All right, we've been seeing the board pretty well on college football, so we'll go over that. We'll go over some plays for tonight in these 2 moose shit games. Yeah, Colorado's playing, I fucking bet. We're going to talk about it, and then we'll do some NBA or NHL plays to close it out, Javon. And the people cannot forget about the weekend craft sessions, my favorite part of BTL Fridays. Guys, 5 guys entry, Hail Mary. We got to be better. We're going to put in some serious time this weekend or today for these weekend entries, Javon. I'm fucking smacking one of these. I'm tired of these losing. We need it. Absolutely need it. Bengals, right, chat? Sure. Trent's feeling good, or that could be Goots. People forget Goots. That's got to be Goots. Gates, come up here, give your little statement about the Ravens. You earned it.
I have one statement. All the people saying that you can't hear me.
And it was a good try, Gates.
Can you hear me?
Not working, but we missed.
Yeah, I heard him. He's good.
Oh, you heard him?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't see him on my screen. What the hell? Get him back up here.
He's up here. He's up here.
Can you hear me?
Goots.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I was going to say just all the people saying that Burrow got hurt and that's the reason we won. Lamar's 8-1 against the Bengals, so obviously it doesn't matter who the hell is playing quarterback. So I mean, and that's a cover. That's an over. That was a fun game. We won. That's all that matters.
Sure. You see any weird shit in Baltimore last night, kids?
Just the normal homeless people, all that stuff.
Yeah. That's good. They keep to themselves now.
There's guys that play drums on buckets, and they might be the best drummers in the world. They go nuts.
They go ham on the drums up there, bro. They're fucking nice. Straight
awesome.
Up.
Yeah.
I give him a couple bucks.
I gave him a tip. He got to.
Yeah, they earned it.
There you go.
It's like a little performance on your way out. It's nice.
I know. Exactly.
W Goods, W Ravens. They're an absolute wagon this season. I'm happy for you, and I'm jealous. I really am.
Thanks, Krabs.
W's. All right, get the hell out of here. See you, Goods. W's. Goods on grounds. Might have to start a new segment here. Let's put a GoPro on Goods and just let him run wild. I'm in. Javon, we've got a Colorado football game tonight. We're going to talk about it here in a second. But it's been a little bit since I bitched about Colorado. Goods, why don't we run it? Sure. So I'm sitting here this morning, checking out, the slate, trying to find winners for the people, and Colorado pops up on the college football card for Friday. Javon, great. Just what I wanted to see. One of the only 2 games today. One of them's Colorado. Awesome. I got to think about that. And then I start to think about this team, this Colorado team, and the progression of the Buffaloes throughout the season. People forget. Everyone acted like they were Alabama. Better than Nick Saban, better coached, better QB, better team. After 3 weeks, they already crowned them champions, so they were going to the college football playoffs. Everyone lost their fucking minds. And now we're here, chat. Now we're here. And we can kind of check the data here, check the Carfax on you. Guys, it has not been pretty for the Colorado Buffaloes in recent weeks. What started out as a great Cinderella story has come back down to earth. Guys, law of averages never disappoints. And I'm not even going to sit up here and say that it hasn't been a successful season for Colorado. I think even if they lose their last 2 games, you could probably still find a way to say that it was a successful season for Colorado. But this team is still not here yet fully, Javon. I mean, we've talked about it since day one. You can't build an elite, top 5 level program in college football in one season. I don't care who your coach is. I don't care who your QB is. It's impossible. It's never been done before, and it's not going to happen even with Coach Prime and his goat ass up there with the headset on. Not even he could pull it off. Now, early on in the season, it looked like maybe he had some magic. But once they got into Pac-12 play, Javon, just like you said, we saw the real colors of this Colorado team come out. They are not elite yet. Are they off to a great start this season? Sure, they are off to a great start. And their program is on the way after a moose shit season last year. But they are not an elite program. And the funniest part is, Javon, these guys are about to win 4 games this year after all that hype, all that shit talk. I got dragged around like I had the worst bet, the worst take to ever exist on earth. And you know what, Javon, at the time, it looked like that. So I'll give chat and I'll give the trolls a pass. But it's been a couple weeks, and I haven't got to talk my shit yet. Javon, this Colorado team, they've got 4 losses in a row. It's almost like people came on here on BTL and talked about how once they got into Pac-12 play, they weren't going to win many games. And now we're here. Colorado, if they can build an O-line and build a D-line for next year, they probably will be a ranked team. And they'll be very good with Shedeur Sanders under center. But like I said a lot this season, guys, and before the season, it's impossible to build a dynasty in 1 year. Maybe in 2 years they could do it if they can go hit the portal and get a great O-line, Javon, but it's nearly impossible. And once again, we've seen a team fail to do it. It's a failure. This team's not even going to go to a bowl game, Javon. And the funniest part is I took their win total under 3.5 after it was at 4 for months, and it's about to fucking close on 4. You cannot make it up. I'd rather them go undefeated than me lose this bet this way. Straight up. I'd rather them go undefeated, win the college football playoffs. I had the worst take ever, and we saw the coolest event happen in college football history. We didn't. We saw them come out hot. We saw them give us some excitement. People talked about it, probably too much. And now we're seeing the real Colorado team. 4 straight losses to Arizona, Oregon State, UCLA, and Stanford. What a joke. I cannot believe this team's about to end on 4 wins this season. Hilarious ending to the Colorado bit for me. That's all I got. Javon, any comments on Colorado and the Buffs? I know they got a big game tonight.
Yeah, not much. I'll say I'm still waiting for the guy to come back that was spamming Colorado to win the Pac-12 every day for like 4 weeks at the beginning of the season. I haven't seen that comment in a while. So still waiting on that one. But yeah, they're not a good team yet. People forget like 2 of their their best players outside of like Shador, like the wide receivers, are coming from 1-11 teams themselves. So like the fact they put it together and got a couple wins at the beginning of the season was impressive, but there's a lot of work to be done. Defense sucks. O-line sucks. Hilarious tweet up there. They just protect them for 10 to 15 more seconds. Maybe they lose by 30 in some of those games. That'll make it
10 to 15 seconds. What are you expecting? The greatest O-line in football history?
Yeah. What are they sending? A one-man rush?
What, they playing 7-on-7s?
Who's protecting anybody for 10 to 15 seconds, man?
Not a soul ever has done that. What?
Hilarious. It's funny tweet.
Only Big Dave could pull that off. The only guy I know who could block for 15 seconds. Come on now.
It depends who's rushing them.
Golly. Colorado, look, it's been a fun ride. I'm sure everybody had their fun chirping me for the worst, win total ever. But was it really the worst win total ever, Jack? Or was it a pretty good read? They got kind of unlucky early on in the season when Colorado won games they probably should have lost, and I got the short end of the stick. I'm thinking more towards the latter. That's where I'm leaning, chat. And my brain works pretty well. I'd say I have a pretty good sense of judgment. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, though. Looking back on it now, after 4 straight losses and a 4-6 record, and they're probably going to end with a 4-8 record, Javon. Was it a moose shit read? Was it a moose shit future? Or was it just a little unlucky? It's a loser.
Yeah, a little unlucky. I'd say blame Colorado and TCU, or Colorado State and TCU, because they were coin flip games that they definitely should have lost at least one of them if they're managed correctly. TCU is in a little, I guess, tougher of a situation week 1 with really nothing to go off of, but
the worst spot ever.
Yeah, Colorado State talking a lot of shit and collapsing that game. So blame those two teams.
Crabs, the day I give you credit for something will be the day that I die. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected out of you guys, but you know what? That's okay. I don't need your guys' credit. I just need my winners, and we move. All right? Colorado win total under 3.5 cake, but my read on Colorado, I'd say, was almost spot on. They're falling apart. They're not even going to make a fucking bowl game. Hilarious. Hilarious that we wasted all of our time and attention on this program when it's still a little bit premature. This attention should be coming next year or the year after when they're actually good. We move. Javon, let's talk about some college football plays this weekend. We've got some action we love. Goots, run the college football weekend preview. Javon, this college football slate this weekend is absolutely fucking loaded. There's some great games and there's some serious value. I'm excited to dive in. Let's get the snooze fests out of the way before chat falls asleep. And would you look at that? I'm giving you guys another Hokies under. Death taxes, Len Bong sub bangs, Ron Muck and Clam, and VT unders. Those are 5 things I know, folks. And we're going to get another one here after VT's offense exploded last week, looking the best they've looked in years. That was the best his offense has looked since Gerard Evans was under center my freshman year. Unbelievable game, Javon. What do we do when a team looks like that out of nowhere the next week? We fade. We don't have a goddamn choice. We fade that offense. And to be honest with you, Javon, NC State's defense is a little bit above average in my opinion. They're very good at stopping the run. The last 3 games they've played, they've been a top 15 defense against the run with just yards per game on the ground against them. So I think they're going to stunt BT in that offense, which is very grounded, pound heavy. We saw what they were able to do. And Tootin, who had a legacy game against Boston College last week, we saw what they were able to do on the ground. We know their QB is a dual threats. He's mainly a runner, in my opinion. That's not going to work too well against NC State in that D-line. And then you look at NC State, we're facing a familiar QB under center here, Javon, Brennan Armstrong. This game is honestly kind of cool. Guys, Brennan Armstrong, the UVA QB for a while, he fucking sucked. He was cool every once in a while, good, every other game, whatever. Now we get to face him again one last time and give him the proper send-off that he deserves, and that's getting absolutely mucked in the pocket and doing nothing against his pretty underrated BT defense and a D-line that's probably the best in the ACC. They lead the ACC in sacks. They're legit. This Brent Pry defense keeps getting better and better every single week. I'm kind of buying into the Hokies a little bit. They keep getting better. That defense I can buy. I cannot buy their offense after an elite outburst last week, Javon. We fade the offenses in this spot, and we back the under in a total that's been creeping down with great splits. This is going to be a snooze fest game. Textbook under between these two shit offenses.
I'm in for that. He had his little coming out party when he got named the starter again last week.
Yeah.
Might get shut down by the Hokies this week.
Yeah.
That's hilarious comment. Hilarious.
I'm going to give VT unders put in my hair. That's heart Padawan. We've talked about it enough this year in this segment. That's for sure.
Hilarious.
What do you got, Javon? That's a nasty under you took. Jesus. Tell me about ECU and Navy.
ECU Navy under 30.5. I mean, obviously, like both these offenses suck. They're both dealing with, I believe, backup quarterback situations at this point in the season. But ECU, like, weirdly kind of plays like the Raiders defensively, except a little different against the run. Like, they'll load the box with a lot of defenders, and then they'll play their corners and DBs like far off the line. So, like, if teams can pass on them, they have like super long, sustainable drives, and then they try and lock down in the red zone. So it's a lot of chewing clock. Like, obviously, Navy's not going to go and pass down their throat. They're going to run the ball. So kind of trust their defense in this situation against the run here. I think they're going to hold up, and it's going to be a super gross game, especially, you know, with the quarterback situation on the other side there. A little different of a looking offense the last 2 weeks now that he's been in. And then ECU, they just really can't get anything going offensively, and they haven't been able to for a couple weeks now. Which, again, due to the quarterback situation they have, they're trying to run the ball. Even if they're in a situation where it seems like they would be aggressive, they really aren't because they can't afford it. They want to take care of the ball, play ball control. So I just think this is at 30.5 for a reason. Still, like, I would argue a little low for both of these teams. So I think it's for a reason.
Also, we have to address this. Javon almost got swept under the rug here. Guys. Looks like Cal has found a new home, getting traded to the Rockies. Yeah, that should work out well with him pitching there in Colorado with that altitude. Sure. Javon, comments, thoughts on Cal Quantrill, the legend, the coin stealer himself, moving to Colorado?
I've already seen it. You know, game one, whatever game he starts, 3 2/3, 7 earned, 11 hits. He's going to get moosed. Like, he's been super fortunate. I guess last year more so, or 2 years ago, he was fortunate, gave up plenty of hard contact, and the Guardians just found a way, just like they did on offense too, kind of the opposite way. Yeah, we'll find out in course just how good Cal Quantrill is. He already sucked this year in a pitcher's park. Good luck in Colorado.
Yeah, POD Pete and Piss, that is the worst spot you could end up, and I'm not mad about it. That guy's lost me insurmountable amount of coins on the diamonds. Hey, uphill battle for Cal. If he pulls it off, I'll be very impressed, and I will give him his flowers. But he won't, because he's done. And that lucky stretch where he was the best pitcher at home for 3 years in a row out of nowhere is over. Thank fuck. It's done. Smell you later, Cal. Good fucking luck in Colorado, buddy. We'll be soon. Okay?
Yeah, good luck.
Let's keep moving. Let's keep proving. Let's talk about some Mikey overs. We like this weekend. We picked the same game.
We did.
No way. Okay, sure. I'm good with that. How about this total being at 72.5? That's fucking high. How about LSU's rush defense being low-key a bottom 20 rush defense in all of FBS? How about them giving up over 200 yards per game on the ground in their last 3 contests? Javon, Georgia State, I know I've targeted them and talked about them a lot this season. I know I took them last week, and they got absolutely obliterated. This is Darian Granger's second to last game of his career. He ain't going pro, okay? And he can run the living fuck out of the football. And I'm assuming he's going to be coming into this game thinking, hey, this is my last chance to show the world who I am on a big stage against a school like LSU. I'd imagine their game, the last game of the season, is probably not against a team like LSU. It's probably against a conference team. Nobody's going to give a fuck about it. This is Darian Granger's send-off toward Javon. And let's not forget about their stud senior RB, who's been carrying the workload on the ground. Chat. Georgia State has one of the best rushing attacks in college football. They might not have shown it over the last 3 weeks or so, but they did early on in the year, and I still believe in them. And against this moose shit LSU rush defense, I think Georgia State will find some success. I love that the total is this high, and I know LSU is going to absolutely cook that Georgia State defense. Talk about a moose shit rush defense too. Yeah, Georgia State's got one of those as well. We're going to get Jalen Daniels, legacy game on the ground, probably going to get 100 yards. And he's still going for that Heisman, Javon. I think he's got the second or third shortest odds to win the Heisman. We know they're going to still try to get him to go boots on ground to that event. And for that to happen, he's going to have to put up another 50-piece in this game. LSU's going to hit their 6th over in a row. I know that's not typically a crab's bet, but I cannot resist. We're going to get 100 points in this game combined. What do you like about that?
I mean, a lot of the same things. I mean, this Georgia State, it's not a secret. Like, do you think Georgia State's going to get ran through by LSU's offense at Jaden Daniels? It's been, 4 weeks since they've given up anything less than 42 points. So it's going to be a little more of the same here from LSU, probably tenfold. And I love the fact that they are very publicly still trying to campaign for Jaden Daniels to win Heisman. Not that they shouldn't, but it's kind of funny seeing it. And whenever you have a situation like that, I'm very willing to back a guy to – I don't know how long he's going to stay in the game, but I can only assume the leash is going to be a little longer, knowing that they have a little bit of ground to make up because of what they've done just as a team, because you got – all the stats in the world, but they need wins. They need convincing wins. So you got to add to the numbers, make them even crazier than he had last week. So you see he's creeping in there with Bo Nix, and Bo Nix very obviously has the team advantage there, and you might see them in the playoffs. So Jaden Daniels got to put up video game numbers, and he could very easily do it in the first half, but I can guarantee you he come out in that second half, and it seems like in a normal scenario, you're going to be benching the guy and benching a lot of the first team offense. They're keeping him in because they need him to do ridiculous things. So I think LSU could very easily get near this total themselves.
Yeah, they might put up a 70 burg themselves and carry this over. Plenty of points to go around in this contest, chat. Probably a good sign that both of us have this as our Mikey overs of the college football weekend, chat. Maybe put a little asterisk next to this one. I'm excited to watch this game. Very, very exciting. Maybe the best game we get to watch on Saturday with just the amount of points. Right? It's going to be an absolute offensive showcase. Come on, Darren Granger. Make this game weird. I would love to see Georgia State keep this one within the number and keep it exciting. I know they can. That offense, man. What a waste.
I would love to take – I don't think they have anything up for him now, but if there are any squares that pop up Georgia State related, I would love to take some of those, especially if it's Darren Granger, because, they're going to score too. I was honestly debating between just taking this and taking their team total over because it would have been fun. But they're it's at like 19.5, 20.5 after they've gotten moose the last couple of weeks against much worse teams, obviously, and put up 14 points. So it's up there for a reason. This defense sucks.
Yep. Points. 2 words, chat. Points. And we move. Let's talk about 2 blowouts we love tomorrow, Javon. I'm going with Arizona. This might not feel like a crowd's play. I know Arizona's been on absolute fire recently, winners of their last 4 in a row against some pretty decent teams, Wazoo, Oregon State, UCLA. Besides Colorado, those 4 teams are fucking pretty good, and those are really solid wins there for the Wildcats. I'm bought in year 2 of this coach. I like what he's doing with his Arizona program. They are back, and I love me some Fafita. I don't know if anybody in chat is not hip to this kid yet. If you're not, maybe you live under a rock or you just hate betting late night games. This Fafita kid, Javon, is the truth. And seeing this total move up against Utah, in my opinion, is a great sign. Utah defense first. And we kind of saw that fraudulent Utah defense get picked apart last week a little bit when I was on that under. I think we're going to get an Arizona masterclass here offensively at home. I think they stay hot and win their 5th game in a row. I'm honestly getting to the point where I think Utah's fraudulent. And when they're playing on the road, they're definitely fadeable. Do I love that Utah's coming off a loss? No, but I love what I'm seeing out of Arizona's offense. This Fafita kid, he just reminds me of one of these college stories that is underrated and not talked about enough until he does it, I guess, for a whole season in a row. But the way this kid's been playing, Javon, he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the nation since he's filled in for Deloria, who got hurt early on in the season. This Arizona team is legit. Their rush defense is very good. They low-key have a top 20 rush defense in college football, Javon. And what does Utah do? They run the ball. That's all they fucking do. They can't pass because Cam Rising's hurt. So honestly, a terrible matchup for Utah here on the road. You're going to see people trying to back the Utes against a mid-Arizona team who's sucked in years past. In a bounce-back spot, I think that's a fake sharp narrative here. I'm going to lay it with the favorite. And I think Arizona, with the total moving up from 44.5 to 46, blows the doors off of Utah at home. Utah's season is dead after that loss last week. I think they come out and play like it. And Arizona still has some excitement with their new QB Fafita. They're going to come out hot and win their 5th game in a row big.
I'm in for that. I think it's a pretty decent spot to catch Utah after giving their all last week. And realistically, probably should have came away with that game. But
they're probably packing up shop, getting ready for next year at this point.
Might as well. I'm going with the Gamecocks this weekend. Spencer Rattler, which it seems like South Carolina always follows this pattern of they had like a couple of games where the offense looked piss poor, like in the middle of the season against like A&M and Missouri, and now they've started to pick it back up. I know the Jacksonville State game wasn't great as a team, but the offense looked just fine, I would argue. And then last week, a dominant performance against Vandy, as they should. Now I think they're going to play pretty well to end the season. And the Kentucky defense that they're facing, I think, has gotten exposed by really good teams over the last couple of weeks. But my worry is that, we thought they were a pretty good team, pretty good lockdown defense, especially in the back side of the secondary. They've gotten exposed down the field the last couple of the weeks, which when we're talking about like Spencer Rattler and what we saw from them towards the end of last season, it was a lot of success down the field against, the couple of defenses that are prone there. So this Kentucky team, A, they're not getting nearly as much pressure on the quarterback as they did earlier in the season. And B, that secondary has been getting exposed, like I've been saying. So this feels like the Spencer Rattler game, like we saw, I don't know, obviously it's a much different team, much different defense, but it feels like the Tennessee game from last year where you just see a ridiculous explosion from him. And I think he has a massive game. Somebody was asking in chat, does he get the season-long passing touchdowns this week? I 100% think he does. I think this is a masterclass from him in the offense, and they really get a solid performance going into next week against Clemson, which I think they have a pretty solid shot to win that one and get bowl eligible too.
Yep. Yeah, Spencer Rattler right now at 17 passing touchdowns on the season, Javon. We have his more than 18 and a half. I'm no mathematician. Sounds like we need 2 more passing tutties from Rattler this season. Hopefully we get 2 in this blowout spot that you like, Javon. Going with some Beamer ball on Saturday. Yeah. I'm always down to get weird and back Beamer. God, he's been getting dragged this season. The guy's fucking pissed off after games, kicking shit, breaking his foot. Not the best year for Beamer, but Beamer's always bounce back, chat. Do not sleep on him. He'll figure it out. Spencer Rattler, very good QB. He's going to continue to figure it out and play well. I've been impressed with him. I still think he's going to get a chance in the NFL, whether it's practice squad, whether it's undrafted. I still think we're going to see Spencer Rattler and his athletic ability and his arm somewhere getting a shot in the league. And I love that we put that square in this season-long entry. It has life. It has life. We need some Jeremiah Hunter legacy yards, and we need some Jacob Cowan legacy yards because they've low-key been lacking. But Dylan Gabriel is 1 tutty away from cashing. We need a couple more Trevion Henderson yards in legacy games. And Milton. I mean, Joe Milton, less than pass yards, might have been the greatest square of all time. I'm just going to say. All right. We need some legacies, though, from Hunter and Cowan.
We do.
All right. Dubs, chat, 2 blowouts we're expecting on this college football Saturday slate. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving onto the upset alerts for this weekend. 2 teams we think are going to be pulling off some sneaky wins as underdogs. I didn't pick that crazy of an upset, chat. Don't get too mad at me, but this is a winner. I'm going with Miami to pull off an upset at home against Louisville. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. This Louisville team is fraudulent, and they cannot keep getting away with it at 9-1. I see them more as a 7-3 type team, and I see the law of averages coming down and smiting them in this spot on the road against Miami in what looks like, an easy game against a Miami team that might be checked out, people think, with 2 straight losses. But this is Miami's last home game. This is Van Dyke's last chance to prove to the world that he's a legitimate QB and maybe show off his skill set one more time in front of his home fans and crowd and family. And I'm sure he's going to want to light it up and put on a show as Miami continues to try to get a better bowl game, right? They don't want to go to the Duke's Mayo Bowl. They're 6-4 right now. They got to rip off a couple more wins. And I think we can all agree that this line is a little bit fishy, a little bit stinky, and a little bit short. If a line is stinky and short, chat, what do? We bet it, and we meet at the counter after it cashes. That's what I'm doing with Miami. This weekend, they get a big-time win at home when everybody's hopping off the Hurricanes train saying their season's done. I want to fade Louisville one more time, and I'll catch you guys at the counter.
Yeah, man. That's I'm definitely going to be on the play. I'll tell you that much. That's the only reason I figured you'd let me have the meat on table for my play that I like, so I left you the other one here.
Yeah, respect.
But it's not to say that I don't like Arizona State here, because I couldn't get this out of my head because it feels like a super weird spot. Obviously, a game that's still massive. I know USC isn't what we expect them to be, or a lot of people expect them to be at the beginning of the season. Still a massive game that they dominated for the entire 60 minutes there last week. And don't forget the flipped over car.
People forget.
But yeah, Oregon dominated USC last week. They have the Civil War against Oregon State. Massive game. Could be even bigger if Oregon State wins this week. On deck next week. So this is a really weird sandwich spot going on the road to Arizona State. It feels very similar to the Jaden Daniels upset game they had very recently, and a pretty similar spot here. But Arizona State and their defense, they're a good defense, and weirdly, they struggle against like a lot more physical teams that are just going to run down your throat, and they do a really good job at kind of cloud coveraging a lot of the explosive teams like one of probably the worst game for Washington so far before this weekend was the Arizona State game, where Penix had 3 or 4 turnovers. They held them to 15 points, 0 offensive touchdowns. They played well then. They played pretty well against USC until they fell apart kind of at the end there. But like, they got blown out by Utah in probably one of the ugliest games of their season. It was like 55-7. So they do well at keeping these teams kind of in front of them. So I think this is a pretty sneaky spot. I'm not sure if they win outright. Obviously, it's a crazy call if they do, but I do think they keep it within the number here. And this is a really weird trap game on the road here for Oregon in a sandwich spot between these two massive games.
I'm in. All the pressure on Oregon, right? They have to win, not only just win games, but they have to win games by as many points as possible. I'm sure that's all they've been talking about all week, right? Let's boost our chances to get in that damn playoffs. There's only 4 teams. And if we want to get in there, we got to impress the committee and show them that we deserve it by beating teams like ASU by 50. All the pressure is on Oregon on the road here, and that could be a little sketchy spot for them. Maybe they take Arizona State a little lightly here, and on the road, that's not something you want to be doing against the Sun Devils. Okay, even though they're 3-7, don't let them get hot, and that is a fuck ton of points. Jesus, 24.5. Sure, add that to my card. As we get a degenerate 33-piece. Hold the fry. What's up, gents? How we doing? Thanks for joining. Let's have a fucking day. All right. We get a Ron Mux Clam subby. There it is. I was waiting for it. Ron, you're my goat. Death, taxes, and Ron Mux Clam. 3 things I know. 3 constants in life. Okay. Chat. Let's move to the meat on table. College football plays of this weekend. Our 2 favorite college nukes of this Saturday slate. There's going to be sneak units on these. Whether Javon's going to reveal it or not, I will for him. There's going to be sneak units on these plays, at least on the late night Dave. I'm going App State. Okay, you guys can probably guess why and know this is not just an angry spite fade against JMU, one of VT's, little brothers who people could say maybe is better than VT, but I'm not going to. This is not a spite fade. This is a spot fade on JMU. And by the way, I kind of like what JMU's doing, and I respect the shit out of it, and I think that waiver getting denied is bullshit. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about App State getting 9.5 points against JMU, and the Dukes at home, undefeated, 10-0 with game day coming. Everyone's going to be excited. Everyone's going to be stoked. People are going to be coming out of the fucking mountains of Southern Virginia to go to this game. You're going to see mountain people creeping. It's going to be weird vibes in Harrisonburg, Javon, straight up, plain and simple. And this is a huge letdown spot with all the pressure on JMU. The first time they've had game day in almost 10 years there with an App State team who has continuously looked better over the last couple weeks. Do not let App State get hot, Javon. It literally might be too late. A team that's usually pretty good in their Sun Belt Conference got out to a terrible start, but they've ripped off 3 straight wins in a row against Southern Miss, Marshall, and Georgia State, which was a shellacking, by the way, on the road. Very impressive win against Georgia State. Dominant win against Georgia State. And you look at what JMU's been doing. Yeah, they've been taking care of business. Sure, they just beat UConn 44-6. Well, UConn might be the worst team in FBS this season. I don't know what the fuck happened to them, but they stink. Guys, App State, they're playing their best football right now. JMU, they're undefeated. They have all the pressure, right? And they're going to be pretty pissed off that they just did not get that waiver accepted to play in a New Year's Six Bowl. And I think that's kind of the nail in the coffin here with this spot. And I want to back App State playing their best football with the spread down from 11.5 to 9.5 with great-looking splits on the road with no pressure at all. They're already in a bowl game, Javon. What does App State have to worry about? They're going to come in loose, and they're going to defeat JMU, who is not going to be respecting App State as they showed with their recent play.
Yeah, I mean, that's just such a weird spot. And usually App State is on the other side of it. The last couple of years, they've had those crazy games with a lot of hype. They come in.
Usually they're the trendy team.
Yeah, usually they're the trendy team to fade or to back. Yep. And now you get to back them in the other spot. So I love that. Love that. Yeah, I'm going with late night beef. No secret there. Game that I've had circled for a while when we've been talking about potential places for Washington to fall. And this is it. In Corvallis, scheme matches up perfectly, right? Washington has struggled against really any team who can run the ball down their throats, and there really hasn't been many situations like that because, I mean, really the closest in the Pac-12 they've gotten to that, I guess, is Oregon, which is not that team, but they have the capability to be that team. But when you have Bo Nix and the explosiveness in the pass game that they have, You're not just going to be a team that runs the ball down your throat 25, 30 times a game. But Bucky Irving, when he played against them, was absolutely ridiculous. This is one of the very few teams in the Pac-12, if not the only, that can line up under center and just give Washington 250 yards on the ground, which is, I'm not even exaggerating when I say that is in the cards for Damian Martinez and crew this week. I think he is going to absolutely tweak. This Washington defense is not physical, and people don't realize, I think their defense is a lot closer to Colorado than I think people realize, because their offense is much better and able to keep up a little more than teams at the bottom of the Pac-12 are. So the defense is horrendous. Penix against this defense on the road, I think, is going to have struggles. I think you're going to see something similar to the Arizona State game where he just looks out of sorts. They mix up different coverages and give him different looks. They put pressure on him, and all those little third down bailout passes where he just chucks it up to his receivers and somehow they come down with it and make him look better than the pass is. That's not going to happen this week. In Corvallis, Washington goes down, Penix goes down, and Beavers, they do it with Damian Martinez leading the way.
What kind of co-host would I be if I didn't support my friend Javon on his quest for late night beef? What kind of friend would I be if I didn't support Javon on his journey to back the late night beef? Javon, go get your late night beef.
You got to.
Go get it, brother. Go attack that shit. Tear it up. Nuke them. Because the Beavs respect coin. And they're going to bring them home. Chat, we'll catch you at the counter late night Saturday after we destroy that late night beef. It's that simple. It's that simple, chat. It really is. I'm so fucking excited to bet this game.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to bet this game. This might be my biggest college play of the season. And we'll leave it at that. Okay? W's. Chat, let's move. Let's groove. I saw an interesting chat. Is Krabs excited for his jersey delivery tomorrow? Dig that. I'm stoked. I was waiting for somebody in chat to say something. Looks like the mail delivery guy might have came a little early.
Oh, my God.
For that. Looks like he might have came a little early. I was waiting to see somebody in chat annoy the fuck out of me and bring it up again. Now I will open it. Okay? Let's check out this fucking rat meat jersey from Sam Houston. Looks like the guy found it in the bottom of the barrel of the distribution facility a little bit early and shipped this puppy out. And I got it a day early, which is nuts. Let's check it out, chat. And yeah, while I do this, can you guys all wish Javon a happy birthday?
God damn it, man.
He just turned 21. It's been a big day for him. Ooh. Sure. Okay. Looks like I'm unpacking a fucking lacrosse jersey for a youth team in Maryland. Okay. Yeah, we got Sam Houston State. Sure. It's kind of beautiful, honestly. You can see the logo on there. Nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Paul. Okay. Nice. How many birthdays Javon got? I don't know. This guy's fucking birthday every
365, apparently.
Ooh, this is good quality, though. This feels like an actual jersey. Okay.
It looks like a 12U travel ball jersey.
Bro, this jersey might be the ugliest jersey ever made. Who was sitting around in an office and crafting up this design? What are we going, paintballing? Are we going to the paintball fucking arena? To shoot each other? What the fuck are we doing rocking this thing?
Dude, I thought we left Digicamo in like 2013.
Dude, it be your own actions. It really be your own actions, chat. There it is. It's beautiful. It should fit like a glove. Honestly, it might even run a little big. Sure. Yeah, that'll play. I mean, I could literally put that on and probably fly out to Sam Houston, Javon, and probably still get some reps on their D-line because that's how fucking bad that team is. Straight up. I mean, guys, are we on a paintball club? Like, what is this?
That's crazy.
What is this? I got to rock that every day next week? Yeah, get Cornelson the fuck out of here. I'm not even kidding. Get him out. Get that bald-ass head off my TV and fire him. He is incapable of running an offense. Straight up. Just got 20 headshots for the Sam Houston camo. Sure. Literally a paintball jersey. All right. Only person in the country with that jersey. I'm surprised they even had it. You know, after I ordered it, I thought, you know, there's a chance here that maybe I get an email saying they don't even have these jerseys anymore. Why would that?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is buying this? I guess me. God damn it, Javon. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about some college games for today. There's only 2 of them. They're kind of rat meat, but let's address them, and then we can move on to college basketball, Javon. 2 games. Maybe we can find some winners in these puppies. USF and UTSA, -16. Does that pique your interest? Does that get you going? Does that get you out of bed?
Yeah, it definitely doesn't get me going. But I will say, I mean, I definitely lean UTSA, partially because USF's run defense is one of the worst in college football, and they had some squares up, I believe, a little bit earlier, and now they're down. I don't know what the story is there. They had Kavorian Barnes up. I don't know if he's not playing or they're going to put him back up or whatever, but if he does come back up, I'm 100% taking him. He's at like 77.5. That USF run defense is absolutely pitiful. It's like UTSA. I don't know if they're going to have to throw a single pass in reality against USF to cover the spread because it's just going to get that ugly offensively. I mean, like they can hang with them for a little bit, but I think this is just domination. Like you can play against USF like you're up 20 the entire game and just be successful. So I don't think they have a shot tonight.
Okay. So if anything, you're leaning Frank Harris and the UTSA boys at home. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could say Frank Harris, but I don't think he has to do shit.
Well, maybe they'll run him a little bit, right?
I mean, they will just because Frank Harris, but he could go out there and throw 10 times for 50 yards, and they could still win.
Yeah, they might not even need him. Okay, sure. And then what about Colorado and Wazoo? Javon, looks like this spread opened up around 5 or 6.
Oh, GG's. Potential cake. I cannot hear you. I don't know if this is just me. Piss. Yeah, confirm muted. But yeah, we can talk about Colorado, Washington State. I kind of do like points in this game. I don't love that the total is moving down ever so slowly. So I don't know if I'm going to get involved, but Washington State, I guess outside of the Stanford game, they've looked much better offensively, or Cam Ward has looked much better offensively in the last handful of games. So against Colorado's defense, I mean, anybody's going to look great, but I'm kind of buying into the fact that he looks better. He looks back. He's taking care of the ball a little bit more. They still had some fumble issues in offense, but I think this one stays close. I do kind of lean Colorado, though, to keep in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a game that looks just like the Arizona State game, maybe with a little more points. So, I mean, that's where my head's at in this game. I'm not sure kind of how to deal with the OC change or the play calling change for Colorado. So I don't really know what that's going to mean.
Terrence?
Back. There we go. Yeah, you're back.
Good. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Probably the book's trying to take me out.
Could be.
Again, you were talking about Colorado being moose shit. Continue.
I really wasn't, though. I kind of lean them. I kind of lean them today, but I don't want to get involved in this game because there's a lot of different moving parts. I mean, I think Cam Ward has looked better last couple of weeks. I was talking about outside of the Stanford game, the offense looks better, still taking care of the ball a little bit better, but you do have the OC change for Colorado. What's the play calling going to do? Maybe they make a protection change like the Commanders did, and it's significantly better. I definitely see they have Shedeur Sanders up for 20 rushing yards or something like that on Prize Picks, which anytime they've had him up for anything that's not negative yardage, he has been Lamar Jackson. So can only look at that and think that the protection is going to be a little bit better today. And, I mean, the Washington defensive line is not that good to begin with. So I kind of think there's points in this game.
Okay. I mean, it would be very fitting after me roasting Colorado for the first time in weeks and Colorado gets an outright win on the roads after I trip the shit out of them. That would be very, very fitting, Javon. Definitely don't love seeing the spread come down from 6 to 4. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Do not love seeing that one bit. Thoughts on Travis Hunter yards? Chat's asking. Any opinions on that, Javon?
I mean, I can't really say no. It's just like I don't like either of these defenses in this game, to be honest with you.
Okay. Maybe we get some points. I will say, I guess Wazoo is getting some more respect than I expected in this spot with how bad they've been playing recently. I mean, they've lost 5 games in a row. They've really struggled in Pac-12 play, just like Colorado has. I think both teams are like 1-5 in Pac-12 conference play.
A very similar path.
They are. Yeah, they started out hot, and then now they're in conference play, and they're getting their absolute shit worked. But both these teams have not covered Colorado has not won a game in over a month, but they've been covering. Wazoo has not won a game or covered in the last month. Just overall, they've been absolute dog shit, including a loss to Cal by 3 in a shootout in their last contest. And then before that, they lost to Stanford 7-10. That is embarrassing. You got to hang them up. And I know that Colorado also has a loss to Stanford on their cards, but in a much higher scoring fashion. The total in this game is coming down, though, Javon. Is that a little bit weird?
It is, but I don't know if I'm going to get involved with the total, partially because of that. Like, I think it gets close no matter what happens, but I would love to spray some prize picks in this game for sure.
Yeah. Krabs, your camera's moving on you. I know. It's kind of cool. Look, it moves. I don't want to move too much, though, because then my mic's going to explode. Chat, we're moving up. We're upgrading in 2023, 2024. We're getting cameras that move, and they follow you around. Pretty cool. I like this under because it makes no sense. The over is getting absolutely shit pumped with bets, 70% of bets, 78% of handle right now on this over, and we've seen it tick down about 2 points. Just weird. I don't really have any football reasoning for it, but I do not think that over is going to hit just by looking at that total movement straight up. It's sketchy. Doesn't make sense. I'm not saying I want to take that under. I'm probably not going to because it doesn't make a lick, but I don't know why that's creeping down. I really don't. Does Colorado's defense deserve any sort of respect, Javon? They are terrible.
Yeah, no, they really don't. They've been playing some lower scoring games, though, to their credit. To get shittier offenses, but I guess you could say a team that just put up 7 points against Stanford falls into that category too, technically. But
that is true. That is true. They did put up an 80 bird combined with Cal in their last contest, and Colorado, all they do in their games is pretty much put up points, to be fair.
Yeah.
Weird movement on that total, chat. I don't know if I'd be taking that over. I don't know if I'm taking the under, but definitely sketch movement there on that total. All right. College basketball plays. You want to dive in? You got a couple you like?
Sure. Yeah.
Any early games you like? I know we got 20 games starting up here. In chat, let us know if there's any college basketball plays you guys are locking in for the early slates. Looks like we got Sacred Heart and UMBC finishing up right now. We got LSU losing to North Texas at half. We got Vermont up 13 with the first half about to complete there against St. Louis. We should have just nuked Vermont and not thought about it twice. But we got a couple other games starting up here soon. Javon, any early action for you on the hardwood?
Yeah, probably my favorite play on the slate is Abilene Christian plus 2.5 against San Jose State, which this is another, I don't want to say similar to a couple of the plays I've had in the last couple of days, but Abilene Christian has been pretty bad. They had like an early upset against Oklahoma State, which was huge, but now they're coming off of a loss as 16-point favorites. They lost outright to Prairie View A&M, which is probably one of the worst losses you can hang your hat on as a team in Division I. But the thing, I guess the difference between the two is like they play a very defensive type game, right? So they want everything in front of them. They want to slow the tempo down. Oklahoma State does that, which is why they're able to be super successful in that game. But Prairie View, they almost play so out of control that it really like fucked with Abilene Christian, which is why like Prairie View wasn't making shots. They went 33 of 34 from the free throw line and put up 79 points. So like they were putting them in very uncomfortable positions where they were hacking and they just got to the line a shit ton. San Jose State is not going to do that. So like their defense in this matchup, I think is going to shine kind of like it did in the Oklahoma State game. So San Jose State has also been, I don't know, probably looked a little bit better. Another coming off of, they won an outright as a dog against UC Irvine. They went to Lubbock against Texas Tech and covered. Their offense was dog shit in that game. Their defense looked great just because Texas Tech really wasn't really all that good. It was 56-42, and they covered by a couple points, I believe, there. So two really good ATS spots outside of the non-D1 game that was sandwiched in between the two. So I think this is the spot where you kind of zigzag with these teams, and I think they clamp San Jose State offensively, and this is going to be a little masterclass on a neutral court too, which is really where I would like to back one specific defense over the other. I love Abilene Christian in the spot today.
Okay. Are you taking the points or are you taking the ML?
Take the points. Just because any game where I'm leaning on defense a little bit, I always like to take the points.
100%. Grab the 2 and hold on for dear life. Abilene Christian. To get the party started today, Chad, I think it's a 3:30 Eastern tip-off, I believe. 3:15.
3:15,
Eastern.
just about.
On ESPN Plus. Chat, lock the fuck in. That game is not far away. All right?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Miami, Georgia? I don't love anything in that game. I'm seeing the spread move from 6 to 7.5 for Miami here. Maybe they get it done. Total's creeping down, maybe at points. Any leans? Anything you love?
I mean, it kind of feels like a square up spot with Miami. Not that I'm going to do it, but I mean, they're also coming off of a pretty mushy game against FIU. I still will stand on that. I think they're going to be pretty overrated this season, but I don't think it's going to come on the backs of this matchup against Georgia. I think maybe you see them get blasted at the beginning of next week when they play Kentucky. But yeah, I'm not getting cute taking Georgia in the spot.
Okay. Everybody in chat wants to know about one game. They want to know about the Dayton game, Javon. I guess we'll tell them. Might as well. Got to appeal to the customers here. Let's look at Dayton and St. John's. Looks like Dayton has moved to a -1.5 favorite here after this game opened up a pick'em, Javon. Any opinions on the Johnnies or the Flyers, who are both coming off of some impressive wins? I guess you could say, I mean, St. John's holding on for dear life, sneaking out with a 1-point win against North Texas when they haven't had their shit together this season against a team who is might not have any stars, but a very, very, very well-coached and disciplined team in North Texas. That's an impressive win in my eyes for St. John's at the point of the season they're at right now. And then Dayton with a great comeback legacy miracle win against LSU when they were losing the whole fucking game. Do we just ride the vibes with Dayton here in this spot with that line movement after that crazy comeback? What's the play here, Javon?
I don't know if I can. And I'll say this. I don't love betting games with teams in this like tournament setting where they're playing back-to-back days. I really hate that. So I have to love a play to get involved, and this is probably not one of them. But I kind of like St. John's in the spot because there's going to be so much on the shoulders of Duron Holmes in this matchup where I guess Soriano, I don't know how healthy he is in this game, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. And if we're talking about guard play, that's probably going to decide this one. I don't know if Duron Holmes is just going to be able to dominate this game. So it comes down to guard play. I guess you could say Dayton defensively might have the slight advantage, but I don't trust them to shoulder the load of offensive production, especially in a situation or a tournament scenario like this. So I would have to say I would lean St. John's in this game.
Okay. That's fair. Let's see. Kansas State Providence. That's a game. Holy smokes.
Crapshoot game.
Coin flip type?
Yeah, I mean, flip a coin, you probably get as good a look as I can in that game.
I am very, very excited to see Tyler Perry go against these Providence guards. I think he might have some success.
I agree.
I do. Or I guess it's a neutral site this game, but it's in Rhode Island, is what I'm reading.
I don't think
and of course, Mikey's on Providence, as he should be. But
pretty sure it's on some island, right?
Is it?
They're
Why am I seeing Amica Mutual Pavilion, Providence, Rhode Island?
It's in the
Caribbean.
In the Bahamas. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at the complete wrong shit here. Not my fault, but okay. Neutral sites played in the Bahamas. Either way, we're seeing a Providence team who's gotten off to a nice little start here with Coach Kim, 3-0, Javon. They got some nice wins against Musha teams, Bellarmine and South Dakota State in their last contest. The last win was impressive, 91-68 against the Jackrabbits. I'm not going to chirp them for that. Kansas State, they had a terrible loss in a fake sharp spot in the first game of their season where everybody was on them, and they lost to USC. And then they went on to beat Bellarmine and San Diego State or South Dakota State as well. Providence beat Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Columbia are their opponents this season. The Wisconsin win was big. They won by 13 in that spot, Javon. Can we take this Kim English team seriously yet? I know they're 3-0. Are we buying into Providence? I mean, I got to the point last season where I'm just done fading this team, but new coach, new system. I could be back to fading Providence if you're in.
Yeah, I could be convinced. I'm not gonna lie, I could be convinced. People forget. I mean, this is a Providence team that I don't think we've seen outside of, I don't know what it's called now, but the dunk. Like, we haven't seen them outside of that. I don't think this season, because all three of their games have been there, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, now they're going to a neutral site game where the advantage they have in the dunk. They're like the Big East Rutgers, I guess, up there, where they play ridiculously better at home, which is why they've been so painful to fade. And now they're going to the Bahamas on the island against a team who is going to push the tempo and really force, like, a lot of the shot makers have looked really good for Providence. It hasn't just been like Devin Carter being a maestro of the offense, like Jaden Pierre has been fucking fantastic. Obviously, Bryce Hopkins has been great too. But these guys, this is their first true, not road test, but away from the dunk test. So Kansas State in this game is definitely the side I would go with. I don't know. This is a big, like, I want to sit back and watch how, Pierre and crew does away from home and how Kansas State is able to push the tempo away from home. And if Tyler Perry and Cam Carter are able to kind of orchestrate that. So that's the side I would lean on there.
Okay. Yeah, give me the 1.5 with Kansas State and the Wildcats. Fade Providence today. I'm with it. Butler, Michigan State. I like the Spartans here in this spot against Butler at home. Let's fucking figure it out, Michigan State. I mean, you've gotten embarrassed in every single game you've played in this season, even though you have a win. That win was also not impressive to Southern Indiana. You couldn't even fucking cover against the Screaming Eagles. You guys stink. And then they go on to lose to Duke by 9, I believe, in that spot where they never really competed or kept it close there at all. Got off to a terrible start. Tom Izzo has got to be giving these kids absolute hell, Javon. I mean, they must have had the worst week of their fucking lives. Now they welcome in a 3-0 Butler team who, on paper, sure, they look like they're on fire. But, I mean, Javon, they played Eastern Michigan, SEMO, and ETSU. And, yeah, they've dominated them. But those might be – I mean, that might be the easiest schedule to open the season out of any team in frickin' D1. Give me a fucking break. Now they're going to go on the road and play Michigan State, a team who has not played one complete good game yet this entire season. I was shocked to see the spread open up at 8 with how bad Michigan State's looked so far. I'm even more surprised to see the spread moving up to -10, and I would love to check out the splits. It looks like Butler is going to be a public dog. They got those double up arrows right now on the spread, 45% of bets, 50% of handle on the green book right now on Butler. I'd imagine we're going to get some more late bets on Butler, and as that line continues to move towards Michigan State, love the reverse line movement for Tyson Walker and co. to get a big-time win at home and silence the doubters. They destroy Butler today. One of my favorite plays of the college basketball slate.
Yeah, I like them there too. And I definitely want to figure out some kind of props in this game or some prize pick squares in this game. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to do with scoring for Michigan State, but Butler is a small team. Like they have Jalen Thomas in there who's 6'10", but other than that, I mean, they're playing pretty much all guards. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if it has to be Sissoko, like, targeting for rebound props, but somebody is going to have a pretty distinct advantage in there at the 3 or the 4. I just think they're going to enforce their will size-wise. Like, I don't know if it's going to have to be, unlike the scoring end, Hogard or any of those guys, or Tyson Walker, but it might be like Akins scoring and rebounding and having a pretty big game, or somebody else.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be down to target some of those squares. And we got my guy Chris Brady in YouTube saying, no people in chat. Hey, Chris, come on over to the Twitch, my man. We got plenty of room over here. We're all chilling, talking in chats. If you guys are watching on YouTube, that is more than fine. Sure, to each his own. Just know that there's more people in the Twitch chats on the Book It Sports channel. And you can also vote for the squad ride and stuff like that towards the end of every show and episode. So make sure you guys hop in the Twitch at some point. But Chris, feel free to continue to watch on YouTube. But if you want to talk to some people, come on over to the Twitch. All right, Beast. W's, chats. Why are we texting Fear Aiken here? A million times.
We got the board up.
Ooh, sure.
Dude, they have that Hogard 3 up again.
Yeah, we picked the one fucking guy who didn't hit 3. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I think 2 and 2. 2 and 2 with the 4.
Was it 2 and 2?
Yeah, it was. I think Tyson Walker and Malik Hall, and then Akins went under, and Hogard went under.
Fear Akins. Yeah.
Fear
okay.
Akins.
All right. AJ Hogard, we might have to go back to the well here and back him to hit a goddamn 3. I mean, is he just not going to hit a 3 all season? Figure it out. Grow up.
Yeah, maybe. I do really want to. I want to take Akins, so something.
Okay. All right. This and Jimmy G pick. Yep, that should hit. Thank God we're done with that shit, man. Golly. Giddy half 3-point was the most crab square ever last night. Yeah, did that smack?
Probably.
Yeah. Thoughts on San Francisco? My guy's asking in chat. They play Grand Canyon, Eileen Grand Canyon. Do not sleep on this GC team, who has low-key been a great basketball program for the last 10-ish or so years, and they're coming off of spanking Northern Arizona, who's got a decent team. They put up an 89 burger and an 89 burger before that against SEMO. This team can score. San Francisco has gotten worse every year since Golden has left. I think that trend continues. I think their program is overvalued, overhyped. I would lay it here with Grand Canyon on the spread -2.5. Crabs, I'm going to public betting. I don't have the nuts anymore. Miami ML, Providence ML, Duke ML parlays for the rest of the season. Chiote, as soon as you flip, that is when the sharp bets start to hit. So now we know that today we have to deploy. Okay, if this is the day that people are giving up, we might have to deploy extra use today, Javon. Chiote, do not give up. Don't ever give up. That's my advice to you, man. Do not cave and start betting square, because as soon as you do, you know what's about to happen. That shit is about to flip. Okay?
Yeah.
Crabs, Javon.
Right?
Yeah, that should hit. Crabs, Javon, thoughts on JMU today? I'm assuming you're talking about basketball.
That game looks so ridiculous.
Look, I'm biased with both these schools. I feel like I have a soft spot in my heart for Radford, a school that's like 20 minutes away from BT. I've been rooting for them low-key for a couple of years, and I've been following their team, and I do really like their guards this season. I was on them against VCU in that last game when they were tied at halftime, and then they lost that game by 23, Javon. That was sick. So I'm not really in a rush to bet on Radford in this spot because they absolutely fucked me in their last game, but I cannot deny or ignore that short spread, the way that it's moving, and just the spot to fade JMU. Like, I'm literally getting the chills right now just thinking about, ooh, I want to fade the fuck out of the Dukes, not only in college basketball, but also on the gridiron this weekend, like I talked about with my meat on tape, App State +9.5. Yeah. Why not just make it a two-piece and back Radford tonight too, +7.5 on the roads? Guys, the strengths of JMU and their elite guard play, Radford also cancels those out. They have great guards as well. They're also pretty well coached, coming off an embarrassing game where they could have beaten VCU potentially on the road for the first time in years, and they flopped in the second half. Embarrassing. I'm sure coach let them know. That's what he gets paid to do. Now they come on the road and they get to upset JMU and potentially change the trajectory of the Radford season and get back on top after a nice little start. Radford's team is good. They have 2 transfers who were seniors this season at the guard position. One who came over from Villanova, who I'm a fan of. I like this team. Do not sleep on Antoine, the guard from Villanova, who's finally getting his feet under him and playing well this season for the first time in his college career. They was a 5-star at one point. Do not sleep on Radford. They have the talent to keep this one within the number, and I think they do. I'm just not in a rush to bet it after what they did in their last contest. I'm not.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I can't say I'm running to the counter for this game either, but pretty hard to ignore. Say that much.
It is. It is 2 small Virginia schools, and I'm sure Radford would love to play spoiler against an undefeated JMU team who is now officially ranked. I bet. Give me Radford. Give me the points. We're probably going to need them. All right. Dubs, Javon, what other CBB games you like today, brother?
Dude, it's another one that I really don't know if I can get to the counter with, because I just think it's truly a lot of points. But another line that seems massive, Florida getting steamed up from 6.5 to 9 against Florida State is insane to me. Absolutely insane to me. And I do think, like, we've seen Florida State play a couple of moose-shit teams, so maybe they look a little better than, I think they realistically are, but it's a Florida team who I think is a little better than people realize it is too. Like, tough game against Virginia. Honestly, even at a loss, I was pretty impressed by that team, at least some guys in the front court, like Micah Hanlogton, or however you pronounce his name, was literally Shaq. Tyrese Samuel was amazing. They just couldn't make shots pretty consistently. Like, Florida State, they don't have anybody that's stopping Riley Kugel. They don't have anybody to match up with Hanlogton. So, like, they're going to feast. This is probably an over game, if anything, but getting steamed up to 9 is absolutely insane to me. So, like, that's certainly telling me something in that game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lay it with the Gators against their rivals, Seminoles, who have really been struggling in recent years. And it all comes back to Coach Hamilton not wearing a suit anymore. He's just given up.
That's where it all fell apart.
It starts with Coach rocking the suit. As soon as he started putting the sweatsuits on and he gave up those, elite Joseph A. Banks, matching suits, it was over for FSU, and that's when their reign ended. It's not a coincidence of the timing at all, Javon. I mean, as soon as he put those tracksuits on, it was over. The program was
game.
Done. Yep. Keep fading them, coming off of 2 big wins against 2 moose-shit teams, Kennesaw State and Central Michigan. Florida has not covered yet this season, and they're getting steamed from 6 to 9. I bet.
Yeah, and we can talk about this one too. So this is my best bets. Sacramento State.
Sure.
Yeah, Ball Sac State, literally up against Tulane, who, I mean, like they're gonna run. This is gonna be an entertaining game, but the difference between like the teams Tulane has had to face at this point is they can just literally walk to the rim. So like they can't shoot for their lives right now, and that's the one thing that like Sacramento State is. They're going to make you shoot threes. So if this is a situation where you're going to make them shoot threes, and this team hasn't proven that they can shoot the ball well this season, this is a little bit of different of a team personnel-wise than we saw last season. They haven't really looked like they've put it together. I will gladly take the points with a team who, at times they've looked like they could hang in with a couple of these bigger teams. They've just struggled to finish in these games. And I'll pay to find out in this one if Tulane can shoot the ball.
Sure. AL100s, he's fucking hype. He's a current student at Sac State. Some kids call it the Sac. That's what the cool kids call it. He goes to the Sac. Sure. Javon's put meat on tape for the Sac tonight. That should be
meat on tape for a Sac is nuts.
That should be a good look. All right. Sac State. There's 50 games on today in college basketball, and we're going to Sac State. Wouldn't want it any other way.
We are. We're going to Sac State. Or, I mean, we could go to the best game of the day. It's happening about 30 minutes away from where I am right now. TCU plays Mississippi Valley State today.
Ooh, are you laying it with the -40?
I mean, it's a system play. It's a system play.
play.
You fade Mississippi Valley State against every power conference team in their non-conference, you will come out with coin every single season. And I've done that for the last 3 years. And the results have been great. And they finally got a covered last game against UConn. And I go out on a limb and say they're not getting 2 in a row, especially like UConn couldn't really shoot. And TCU's been able to shoot this season, and they're going to run a little further. And yeah, there's Mississippi Valley State. They're there.
Also, don't sleep on Lemoyne today, only getting 12 points on the road. The Dolphins probably get it done.
Dude.
Right? Just need to get that out on record. Have to get it out there. Don't sleep on the Dolphins today, getting 12.5.
There's no way you just said that.
Do not sleep on the Fins. Don't. I'm telling you right now, you will regret it.
13.5.
Is that what they're at, 13.5?
Sick person.
Hey, they're playing San Diego, who stinks. I don't hate that one bit. How long until Krabs buys a Lemoyne jersey? I'm not buying a fucking Lemoyne jersey, man. Give me a break. One of my professors yelled at one of the players on Sac State the other day for walking in the gym and during our class. Dude said, I'm a grown-ass man. Don't yell at me. Then my professor told his coach what happened. Well, I don't think he's going to get disciplined at all. I hope he doesn't, because that would be beat. Do not discipline that kid. He's right. I side with him. Fuck that professor. We move. See, you eliminate all those problems if you just don't go to class. All right.
Yeah, that's all.
Keep moving. Let's keep grooving. I mean, I didn't see any fucking college basketball players going to classes at DT. Those kids didn't go to class at all. You kidding me? Actually, I did have one class, an elective, and they were all in it, and they never showed up to a single class, and they probably all passed somehow.
Yeah, I can't say. I mean, even at TCU, I saw no basketball players go to college. All the football or go to school. One of the football players, all of them went. They were forced.
Really?
From Gary to Sonny, like both regimes, they all went to class.
Respect.
Yeah.
Okay. Duncan Powell is the guy for Sac State. Okay, yeah, 100%. Yeah, let Duncan talk shit, man.
Yeah, I'm not worried about their offense in that game. It's just it's literally the entire game is going to be decided by Tulane shooting the ball. If they can shoot the ball, they're probably going to blow them out. If they can't, Sac State's going to keep it close. I will put money and pay to find out if they can do that today.
Yep. I'm with it. All right. Couple late night games, Javon. What about DePaul, who's just been disgustingly bad this season so far? They're sitting at 1-2. They've had some embarrassing losses. They're going against an undefeated South Carolina team that's coming off with some pretty big wins. They beat the Hokies somehow, some way, when they literally could not miss a single shot in that game. I still am trying to understand how they won. It's probably just from them jacking threes and them all fucking going in like an NBA game. And then they went on to beat VMU right after that. They've been great this season so far. DePaul, on the other hand, started out with 2 moose shit losses when they were minus 11.5 to Purdue Fort Wayne, and then they were -1 to Long Beach State. Long Beach State won that game outright. But they figured something out in their last contest against South Dakota with a cover and a 12-point win in that one. Maybe DePaul is starting to figure their shit out. And I love the way that spread is moving from 6 to 5. Guys, this is more of just a fade on South Carolina. I don't believe in that team or program. I've watched them play a couple games this season. They stink. They should not be 3-0. They're not going to be undefeated after tonight. I think DePaul wins this game outright. I just think it's too much of an overreaction with this line, with how the teams have played so far this season and not how good the teams actually are. And that's why we're seeing this line move, because the Sharps are steaming DePaul on that spread. Grab it while you can, guys. I think this is going to close at 4. You could still get 5 right now. I love DePaul tonight. 11:30 game, neutral site in Chicago, it's saying. But is that also wrong? Is that also a Bahamas game?
I don't know if it's in Chicago, but I know it's definitely neutral site. Let's see. It's the Arizona tip-off, so I assume it's somewhere in Arizona.
Yeah, these freaking games are all wrong for the locations, but it is a neutral site, 100%. Yeah. And give me DePaul with the points. Javon, not a bet for the faint of heart, but I think it's a winner.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. If I need a little late-night geyser, I will for sure tap in.
Sure. And then don't be afraid about Lemoyne plus 13.5. Don't forget about that. Don't sleep on that.
Yeah, I can tell you with 100% certainty it's not hitting my card.
Dude, you just hate money.
I hate stupid teams like Lemoyne.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, what did Lemoyne do to you? You didn't even bet them that game. Did you?
It just made me angry watching the game.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. They played like shit.
Not involved.
They treated them like Make-A-Wish kids before the game when they were all jacking up, shooting threes and half-court shots like they'd never played in a fucking basketball arena before. I cannot believe I bet on that shit.
Krabs, we should get you a Lemoyne watch.
Hey, those are fresh.
How do they have Lemoyne watches?
Those are fresh, bro.
Who made those?
That Citizen Lemoyne, sure.
Citizens.
Only $400. That's a steal.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is buying those? Who? Who's sitting in the fucking R&D meeting for Citizen watches and saying, "Hey, let's throw that Lemoyne logo on there, boys. Let's get that dolphin on the watch."
You know the worst part is there's multiple. Like it's not like they just dropped one. I see 3 faces here, which is crazy.
Well, they're giving you options. I could cop that one in the middle there. What's the golden one? That one looks kind of cool in the middle, bottom. Scroll down a little bit, kids.
Keychain, right?
Wow. Okay. Maybe I just cop one of those and just carry it around.
$55, dude. I want anybody who purchases anything from this page put on a watch list.
Straight up, dude.
No pun intended. That is crazy.
Unbelievable. All right, chat. Krabs, what about Charleston wagon today? I'm a little sketched out about the Charleston wagon this season, but I wouldn't be betting Wyoming. I'll tell you that much. If anything, I probably would take Charleston, who has dropped their last 2 games in a row to Duquesne and Vermont. Vermont was an embarrassing one. Maybe we do get a College of Charleston bounce back here in this spot, but Wyoming is sketchy. So tread lightly on that one. Gun to my head, I'll back the Cougars in the Charleston wagon, but not rushing to the books to bet it. But I do like that I'm seeing some 6s now starting to pop up. Could be the difference there for College of Charleston. All right. There's one more game in college that I wanted to get to here, Javon, and then we can pivot and talk about some weekend plays or some NBA and NHL. It's the St. Mary's and San Diego State game tonight. Maybe the game of the night. Yeah. People are talking about it. I know I am. St. Mary's flipping from a small dog, I believe, to a small favorite, looking like they're -1.5 after opening up +1 in the spot, Javon. San Diego State, what a run it's been. But they fucking cleared house this year, Javon. They lose 4 of their 5 starters, and it's shown so far this season. I mean, it showed against that BYU team who destroyed them in the second half. San Diego State. I'm not saying they're not going to figure it out. Towards the end of the season, they have one of the best coaches, Dutch, and one of the best programs in the mid-majors in all of college basketball. But, I mean, Dutch has his work cut out for him this season, Javon. He's got to replace 4 or 5 starters, guys like Matt Bradley, guys like Trammell, who are just absolute studs. They're all fucking out of here. And I love the line flip. I love St. Mary's also coming off a loss when they were -15.5 to Weber State, Javon.
They're kind of good.
They lost outright. And, yeah, Weber State also always pretty good. Shout out Damian Lillard. They always have a pretty damn good basketball team. And this season they are not to be messed with, as they showed against St. Mary's. But, Javon, I love the spot to back the Gales here at home, flipping from a dog to a fave against a previous team who was in the national championship last season, Javon. But nobody fucking knows or cares that everybody's gone, and this team has looked like a shell of themselves from last season. Continue to fade San Diego State until they, start showing some signs of life.
Yeah, I like taking St. Mary's in neutral courts, but especially in situations where, like San Diego State, I'm a big fan of Jaden Ledee, partially because he was a meme at TCU and just absolutely hilarious. But he has been literally everything for their offense, which is it makes that even funnier. But he's dropping 25 a game, and he's being matched up against much smaller defenders. That's what they've been, had the luxury to this season. Like in their 3 games so far, he's been matched up with guys that are 6'5", 6'6", and 6'5". That's been the guys he's been going against. And now, not only will they switch him on to Mitchell Saxon at time, who's very obviously, 6'10", but they're going to have Joshua Jefferson on him for a majority of the time too, who is a really good defender, 6'8", huge too. So like this is the first time that they're playing a team that can actually match up with them on the inside and the way that Jaden Ledee plays. So I can't even believe that I'm saying this sentence out loud after watching him at TCU. But if you can shut down Jaden Ledee for San Diego State, there's not many other scoring options that I trust. He has been literally everything for that team. And not to put it to the wayside, that St. Mary's is a great defense from, the 1 to the 5. So like it's not like you're playing against a moose shit defense where even if the guards had matchups that you can trust, it is whatever it is. Because Aiden Mahaney's fantastic. He's going to be going against really good on-ball defenders. And if you can't have a size advantage like they've had the first couple of games with Jaden Ledee, they're kind of screwed. So like in this game, I love St. Mary's and their defense. It certainly helps that it's on a neutral court in Vegas here, which is a spot. Again, I love leaning defenses, veteran defenses when they're playing at a neutral site. Screams a absolute choking defensively by St. Mary's.
Okay. Yeah, give me the Gales at home. St. Mary's rolls. Always good vibes. That was the name of my high school. Love back in the Gales. Can I get the quickest recap? I'm studying for an exam today. Sure. My best bets today, Michigan State -10, St. Mary's ML, and DePaul +5, all college basketball plays. Javon, you're on Albaline Christian +2.5. You also like St. Mary's ML, W's, and do not sleep on Sac State +11 tonight, chats. Those are our best bets. Some college plays we love for the weekends. The unders, NC State VT under 42.5. Javon's on ECU and Navy under 30. 2 nasty snooze tests there. The overs we like, just one play. One lucky over this weekend. We're both on it. W's. Georgia State and LSU over 72.5. The blowouts we like, Javon's on South Carolina ML for college football this weekend. I'm on Arizona and their electric Fafita QB, who's an absolute stud and should be talked about more in college football. Upset alert. I'm on Miami and the Hurricanes, shocker. And Javon has Arizona State +24. And for the meat on tape plays, I'm going App State. I'm fading the college game day narrative with JMU. And Javon is going with the late night beef as he fucking should. Love the late night beef. Have to lock that in tomorrow night, Luke's Locks. Please do not forget about that. And also, guys, don't forget, we're going to start posting, and we have started to post our best bets on the Book It BTL Twitter every day after the show. We still need you guys coming on to watch. So we're not going to put them out before the show, but we will put those out afterwards so you guys can get plenty of ammo for the slate every single day. Javon, college plays that we're targeting besides our best bets, any other ones worth noting for the little recap here?
Looking back through, we talked about now. I don't know if there are any that are piquing your interest. Definitely not Lemoyne. I'll say that much. I'll be respectfully keeping my coins away from Lemoyne in this game. System play, got to take TCU. It's such a biased bet, not because I'm a TCU homer, but I'm a Mississippi Valley State fader, so take that for what it is. Other than that, we don't have too much that we talked about. I don't know if I'm going to get
Utah and Houston. We could talk about that.
Ooh, that is a good game.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great game. That could be a sneaky Utah spot. Which
don't let the Utes get hot.
Yeah. If we would have taken them a full game yesterday instead of first half, that would have cashed our little 3-piece PTO lay.
Fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking bullshit. I will say, though, chat, we're going to get these Hail Mary and 5 guys lays up on the Pickett app. Okay? So if you guys want to tail those, it takes like 3 seconds. Pickett cannot make it easier for you guys to just go on there, go to the popular parlays tab and just scroll. We're going to put these puppies on there so you guys can tail for the weekend too. We have to fucking hit either a Five Guys entry, a Hail Mary lay, or both this weekend, or I'm going to lose my fucking mind. We have to hit one of these. Javon, I'm honestly getting to the point where I think we start crafting for these now.
I was about to say, let's hop in and craft. Let's get Surge.
I'm in. W's. You want to start with prize picks or you want to start with straight bets?
Start with straight bets. We have a framework of what to work
make
through.
A base. Okay.
Yeah. Start the base.
Sure. All right. College football plays that we love. Goots, run the segment. Let's build that damn Hail Mary.
A lot of bad bitches in the building. Amen. A couple real niggas in the building. Amen. I'm finna kill niggas in the building. Amen. I tell her way to 50 bottles and she
W's Goots. I remember to do the segment. Love to see it. We're getting better every day. Chat. Hail Mary lay. We've got one that's hit this season. It's going to be two after this weekend. Lock the fuck in. Let me know your favorite college football play of the Saturday slate right now in chat. Hurry up. Go. I want to see it. Go. Javon, early plays that we love. Let's limit the cake here. What are we taking in the noon slate? Is there a game that's sticking out to you funny? Is there anything you love? Let's start there. Any noon games?
The very obvious noon game I'd say would be Miami.
Ooh. I could get behind a little Miami action.
I'll say this Miami. Just so I want to give it a framework real quick. I guess the ones that stick out, just the plays in general, I would say have to be Miami, Oregon State, and the LSU over. I feel like those are the three that we're very like-minded on for a couple of them.
Yeah. I think LSU and Oregon State are going in here.
Yeah. So just that, I guess, comes down to one play, if it happens to be Miami or somebody else, versus going three in the NFL.
No, I kind of want to put Miami in there too. Fuck. We got to put Miami in there, man. We got to put Miami in there.
I don't know if we have to make it 5 legs. Could also make it 4 if we really need to. Put 2 and 2.
Yeah, but I kind of like the 5 piece.
It's fair.
We don't have to force. I think we put our best plays in here right now. And also, would it be Miami ML or +1? +1?
They're -1 now.
Are you seeing -1?
Yeah, look on the screen.
They're -1.
Dude. I need to get my binoculars out to be able to see that. I got like 7 things on my screen right now. They are -1. Not on the slow books, though. So, Chad, if you want to lock in Miami right now on some of those slow-moving books, I'm not going to give out any free names or free ads, but you probably should lock that in right now and still grab that +1 because you still can on some of the shit books, okay? All right, let's put Miami ML in there. It feels right. It does. And then I also want to put in late night beef.
Got to.
Late night beef.
Got to.
Okay.
Or
I think Miami and Oregon State are shoe-ins.
Or do we want to leave the potential squad ride out of it? Because I can probably take a guess and say what the squad ride's going to be.
I don't see a world how we leave out Oregon State from this parlay and it makes sense. I think we got to just put them in. We just trust. I know it's double dipping. I know it's putting too many eggs in one basket, but I want to see a goddamn Hail Mary lay go through the hoop, and I just think we put our 5 best plays of the weekend in there and just keep it simple.
That's fair. Okay.
I'm in. Miami should go in there. Late night beef is in there. That Georgia State LSU over is interesting. I definitely love it. I just hope it's not too square, man. I hope it's not too square. And I'm scrolling through all the games. I want to make sure we have all our bases covered here before we dip to the NFL and start talking about those. But scrolling through all these, I know for a fact we're putting Miami ML and we're putting late night beef in there.
Okay.
That is something I know for certain. Have to. We could keep Georgia State and LSU over in the back burner. That would probably be our next play to put in there. Do you agree with that?
Yep. Agreed.
Dubs, let's move to NFL. Chat, let me know your favorite NFL plays of the weekends. All right, I know you guys want plays for today. We still have 30 minutes. We'll go back to it. We'll do the squad ride. We'll give you guys plenty of winners, plenty of ammo for the Friday night slate. That is kind of moose shit, but we got plenty of college basketball games we like We're going to talk about them. Don't you guys worry. But we need fucking NFL plays in chat right now. And Javon, are you hitting the lab tonight?
Tomorrow. I'm going to do it before the slate. A little Saturday morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're going to get the people right.
That could be what the people need before the college football slate starts up on a Saturday. That could be it, folks.
Could be the difference.
That could be it. I'm in. NFL plays, Commanders ML. Should be a good look.
Good value there.
Should be some good value on that play. Cleveland ML.
I mean, yeah, I like the Browns.
I'll
be down to put the Browns in there.
Cleveland ML, I can't stop thinking about it. The Rams have to go in there, man.
Yeah, I'm down with putting the Rams in there too.
The Rams have to go in there. I'm sorry, but they do. That's just a winner, folks, and I don't want to hear any excuses.
That's going to pay too, because those are a lot of close spreads that we're taking the MLs on it. That's a beautifully sketchy lay.
Yes. We could leave it at that. Or, hear me out, put the Bills in there.
I wouldn't be against it.
So right now, I think we have a pretty damn good base. We've got 2 college and 2 NFL games that we love, that I don't really see a world where we don't put these 4 plays in there. Miami and Oregon State in college football, and Cleveland and the Rams in the NFL on Sunday. Okay. Now we can get cute. We can add another play in. We could throw in that LSU, Georgia State over. We could throw in the Bills -7. Shit, we could even throw in the Bills ML just to juice her up a little bit. We could. Or we go to the Broncos, or we call it a 4-piece. There's no right answer. We just need to click the right buttons, Javon, and make the right call. Okay? Any leans on what you want to do?
I'm not going to lie. That 4-piece by itself is kind of screaming to me.
Can we get some odds on that 4-piece? Because I feel like it might be juicy enough.
It's plus 1,100.
Chat, do we take the plus 11 hundo and run?
I will say 4 just meat on tape money lines is very intriguing.
It's very Surgical 6-esque.
Yeah, it is.
In a better way.
Yeah. And I think Chad's just winners. We don't need to force nothing.
Chad, it's official. It's so. Plus 11 hundo is plenty to take, plenty to pay for the drinks.
Or we could add Judge home run for the first game of the MLB season in the live.
We could put that in there and juice it up just a little bit.
Or you just put his no home run in. It's like you can do that with all your parlays from now on. Just put that like you had the Judge on our home runs in your prize pick slips.
Corbin K's.
Corbin K's is it's looking a little high.
Cal Quantrill more than her ERA for the season coming up, more than 10.
Yeah.
We could do that, chat. 4 plays, 4 winners for the Hail Mary lay. I got a fucking hunch that this shit is smacking, and we'll catch you boys at the fucking counter. And this is going to be available for you guys to tail on Pickett shortly this afternoon, or you can just be a grown-up and lock it in right now and tail for the vibes. Okay? Miami ML, Oregon State ML, Cleveland ML, and the Rams ML. 4-piece, hold the fry, keep it simple. Love that. Love that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So
I'm in. Chat, that could be it right there, folks. Daniel Baird over saves. Sure. I hope Daniel Baird's doing okay, chat. I hope he's doing okay. All right, let's move on to the 5 guys, burgers and fries entry. Goots, run that shit. Take me to the fucking fryer.
Take me to the fryer. It's hilarious.
I am hungry. I might need some Cajun fries after this app. They are fucking elite. If you haven't gotten Cajun 5 guys, you are a child.
So gas.
Roll up. Leave it at that. God, that advice is better than any freaking 5 guys prize pick entry wherever you even craft up. Chat, write that one down. Asian 5 guys fries. Figure it out. Not an app. Okay. Javon, want to lean on your expertise here, especially for the college squares, right? I know you got a couple dudes in the back of your head you can't stop thinking about for this Saturday slates. You've already mentioned a couple angles on the gridiron that you wanted to target. Hit me with them. What do you got?
Yeah, so Jay Knott last week. This feels very similar to where my meat is on the table non-negotiable. He's going for 150 yards. It's Damian Martinez against Washington, which, I mean, perfectly lines up with everything we think about the game, obviously. And like I've been talking about, when you run down Washington's throat, I mean, really anything on the defense is not good. But when you run down your throat, line up under center, and you just run any sort of power formation run like Oregon State is able to do for really the entire game if they want to, he's not getting stopped by anybody. So, like, he is going to dominate this Washington defense, and I don't see it going any other way.
I'm in. Do you want to take his more than 103 rush yards? Do you want to take his collab combo square with DeJuan Edwards at 178.5?
No, just take his 103 rush yards. He's going for 150 plus.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm in. What else on the college football Saturday slate? If you don't have names, any angles?
No, I do. I have a couple because they're all they're pretty somewhat similar because a lot of them are running. Like I like a lot of running backs this week because they're going against moose shit run defenses. But there's a couple. I want to get your opinions between these couple. I've talked about the TCU game for a little bit, which I think that spread is massive. I was very surprised to see anything above 10 in that game. Baylor, one of the worst run defenses in the country. Amani Bailey is absolutely electric, and they haven't really been able to get him going nearly as much as they did at the beginning of the season for the last handful of games. He's had like an explosive run here or there, but they really haven't had like the consistent feed Amani Bailey. He's been, getting chunk yards after chunk yards. Against Baylor's defense, I think he's going to do that. So the two guys I want to ask you about, one of them being him. The other one is probably a square that you like a little less because of the way it looks, but another run defense that I think can get gashed is Virginia going up this week against Duke when they'll need to run the ball a shit ton. Yeah, I know you're in there, but I like Jordan Waters to get in the end zone with a rushing touchdown. And that the way that square looks probably scares you a little bit. But he has been the last handful of games getting a lot more snaps, especially at the goal line. And there's a reason why there's a spike in the last couple of games, partially because they've needed him with the quarterback situation in the last couple of games, but they've been in pretty favorable spots, I guess, against two teams with terrible run defenses. And he's been looking ridiculously explosive. So those are the two running backs I have in the queue.
Okay. I think I'd rather go with your Horned Frog. Now, do I love that he's at 99.5? No. But I do love that he hasn't hit that mark in his last two games. I also love that Drug Counselor _40 resubbed for 8 months. Love to see that. Drug Counselor 40 W's. And Padawat giving out a sub bang. How did I miss this? Lemoyne Esports. Padawat, you never cease to amaze me, my man. That is
Esports.
Talk about playing chess, not checkers with the chirp. Padawat, you win the day. You win the day. Padawat, what are you betting today? Because you're fucking dialed. Straight up. How did I miss that? That was 21 minutes ago, and you haven't chirped me since. You're just letting that bake, just waiting for me to take a peep over at the subs and go over it. Padawat, you're a menace who needs to be stopped. Okay? You win today. You do. Holy smokes. And yeah, Javon might just be dialed after that 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne album dropped. Jeesh.
Yeah, I mean, that was we did get Drake like rapping for his life last night, but Lil Wayne was rapping for his life too, man. People sleep.
Shit. People forget about Lil Wayne.
They forget. Lil Wayne still exists, and he's still like it.
I'll never forget when I was playing a baseball game in high school and Lil Wayne overdosed on lean, and a kid on my team started crying because he was so upset. And then I was like, that's honestly kind of weird. I don't know if
that's a little weird.
I don't know if I'm that involved. But, I'm happy he made it through that moment, and he's a goat. Lemoyne spread and Corbin K's is a donk tonight. Also, people forget if I didn't put that Corbin K square in, I'm $13,000 richer. Okay, let's keep building here and talk about Prospect Square so I don't lose my fucking mind. Javon, you don't got anything else nasty?
I mean, I kind of do.
For me, man.
You want to hear one of them?
Yeah, I do.
What about Spencer Rattler? Spencer Rattler. It's like I was talking about, like Kentucky's defense, people hold them to a little higher standard than they've played the last couple of weeks, and particularly where they've gotten exposed is like Jalen Milroe. I know Jalen Milroe is not Spencer Rattler in this offense, but he is one of the quarterbacks that exposed them and exposed their safeties, just throwing over the top time after time again on them. It's like Spencer Rattler, if he's going to have one of these games, that's going to be how he's going to have to do it. So I would not mind targeting him in the slightest.
Okay. I was thinking more along the lines of like fading a Garrett green square.
No, we don't.
Taking a less than.
We don't fade Garrett Green in this household. That's what we don't.
Not anymore.
I mean,
what about Ethan Kaliakmanis against Ohio State? Less than half a passing touchdown. He ain't fucking throwing one.
I mean, yeah, he's probably not. And I can't say I have any argument for that.
Pull that square up real quick, dudes. I just want the chat's opinions on this one. I want them to get their eyeballs on it. That is fucking gross. That square is insane. It's hilarious. I guess it's not that crazy because it's against Ohio State's elite fucking defense, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah, a little weird.
I'm just covering my bases here, Javon, making sure there's no weird ass, touchdown squares that we're missing or anything that we need to be fading before we square up for kids and take one of these good angles that you have.
Well, I'll tell you one that's, it's probably not going to find its way into this entry, but I'm taking it. Fernando Mendoza to throw a pick against Stanford. The very rare cow fade by me.
Yeah. Huh.
But Stanford, they have like a little bit of like an explosive, and that chart's not correct because they don't do interception squares. Charts for that. I think he's had one in a majority of those games up until last week against Washington State. He finally didn't throw one, but that was because Jay Knott was feasting. And Stanford's run defense, like on paper, it doesn't look great, but if you watch them, they like are really good, and then they give up an explosive play, 2-3 times a game. So like their run defense is a lot better than it seems. And whenever they're in like pass happy scripts, like they were literally all of those past games except for Washington State, he's throwing a pick. So like it's definitely a weird square, I guess, to be up against Stanford of all teams, but I think he's gonna throw a pick.
He didn't throw one last game. He's thrown one the prior 4 games before that. Okay.
Yes. Literally any game where they're throwing the ball a lot. He is going to throw one because he's just a gunslinger. That's just what he is.
He's a freshman. He's figuring it out. He's wild. He's got a cannon. That's how he plays. Okay.
Yeah, that is like, it's a big rivalry game too, obviously, dating back to literally 10 BC when they were playing Stanford Cal. So it's going to get weird. I think the game's going to be close. I don't see Cal blowing them out. They're like -6.5, -7. So I think it gets a little weird. Maybe it's with Stanford in the defense.
Now, do they have an LSU guy we could back potentially here?
See, they do have like Daniels on the board. It's just
they have Daniels and Brian Thomas. That's it.
The numbers are so high. They have Neighbors too for 111.5. It's just like I know I love them to be in the game for quite a while, even if they're being the absolute piss out of Georgia State. It's just I don't know if I can take that risk in the main entry here.
You can't tell me this ain't hidden.
Well, like, is he going to need to run against Georgia State, though?
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know.
That might be like a sneak play square.
I'm just not getting good vibes by any other squares we've talked about, dudes. I wish I was. Like, can we fade Cade Klubnik or something, or take like a UNC guy? There's gonna be plenty of UNC points in that game, in my opinion.
UNC guy? Who are you thinking?
Maybe Hampton?
Omarion.
Jesus, dude. Not after
looking
at
that. You see that? Yeah.
Dudes.
You really want to fade Cade Klubnik? I would assume you want to take Cade Klubnik.
I don't know, dude. I just want to take UNC in that game, potentially.
You want to take UNC? Aren't they significant dogs?
Yeah, they're +7.5. Yeah.
It's not weird to you?
No. Clemson's been on fire recently.
Have they?
Yeah, they're winning.
I mean, they beat Notre Dame. That was cool, but like they beat Georgia Tech. That's 2 games. They lost to NC State and Miami right before that.
I mean, the spread opened up at 11.5. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It is. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but I lean UNC to keep that within a touchdown.
That's fair.
Let's pivot. Let's talk about NFL squares.
Yeah, we can circle back.
We like Martinez. We can circle back to college, but we got to get moving and grooving here.
Yeah. What were your favorite NFL squares that we talked about?
My favorite NFL squares that we talked about. I mean, they have to be DeVito less than half a passing tutty, Pollard more than a touchdown, more than half a tutty. I like. I liked your Nick Bosa and Sam Howell squares too. I didn't love them because they've been balling recently, but I like them. Wouldn't mind going and backing Stafford to do something good offensively. Wouldn't mind fading Geno. I wouldn't mind fading Dobbs. There's a lot of NFL angles that I like. I just don't have any players specifically picked out. I like Pollard rushing yards if you don't want to take his touchdown. I think Pollard's going to put on an absolute fucking clinic this week, and he might hit that in the first half. Those are kind of some angles that I'm looking at here. Maybe backing Josh Allen through the air and taking his more than 1.5 passing tutties. I wouldn't mind. That square looks like a free less than. I wouldn't mind backing the Bills against that elite secondary to shock the world and put on an absolute clinic when nobody expects it and everybody hates the Bills. That square is looking to be funny. That's Stafford tutties. I also like. I'd probably rather go Stafford than J.A. Take a peep at that square. That honestly could be the one right there. Yeah, those are some squares I like.
It's a lot to take in. Surprised you didn't say Sam Howell. You loved it.
His
that
pick
square is staring me in the face. Yes.
I'm good to put it in. I think we're going to run the shit out of the football this entire game. I think it's going to be a run fest.
Did you see the news too?
What do you got?
Gibson doubtful.
Antonio?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, we could go that angle, or I don't know if B-Rob is up. This could be the rare back him situation.
People forget B-Rob has been the 4th best fantasy running back in football this year. People sleep. They only have him up for a touchdown, which I hate because he always fucking scores touchdowns. Yeah, they did. With Gibby news, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I'm good with putting that Hal less than pick square in there. Okay. I'm good with that. I am.
Yeah. This is the first time, I know it's the Giants, but it's the first time, even including that Giants game, the first time that I've seen him anywhere like sniffing near like even to throw a pick. And now he's like minus 125, minus 130 to the under. And the game script matches up. Obviously, the Giants are tanking with who's going to be playing or limited in the game. It all lines up.
Yep. And Dom, this might be hard for you to understand, but the Commanders are -9, and the total's at 37.5. I don't think it's going to be a Seattle versus Commanders game like we saw last weekend. I think it's going to be a little different. Coach Don Boost from the sidelines with his Ronald Bear headset on. I think it'll be a little bit of a different script this weekend. If everybody knew what was going to happen, why would they even play the fucking games? Might as well just give them a win and L and move on. Any rushing tutties that we could fade? Cough, cough, Christian McCaffrey.
No, especially not this week.
Legally obligated to bring it up.
I know. I'm just saying that this week, after they know they tried their hardest to get him a tutty last week in garbage time, and they're going to be winning by 65 this week again, that's just – I can't fade that. I can't.
Okay. Now, can you take Matt Stafford more than 1.5 passing tutties? Because I really like that square.
I could be convinced. I could certainly be convinced.
Saw what Hal did against that moose shit secondary last week. That's so overrated. They get one guy in Witherspoon. He has one good week early on the season. Everyone thinks they're the fucking Legion of Boom, 12th man. Fucking defense sucks. Their rush defense is okay. It is. And luckily for them, there's no fucking Kyron Williams back yet. So I don't see a world where Stafford coming off a bye, having 2 weeks to prep for this game, doesn't put on an absolute fucking clinic. If there's a different square you'd want to go to for Stafford, I'm okay and I'm all ears. But might just want to keep it simple and go with that 1.5 passing tutties with that total moving up and with us liking the Rams. His passing yards is a good look, though.
You know what my concern is, though? Because this feels like if they're going to control this game for a while, like we're kind of envisioning, it feels like a Eagles-type game script where maybe he's not throwing the ball nearly as much, especially coming back from injury these last, I don't know, couple weeks. I'm a little concerned.
What if we took him less than a pick?
That could be interesting.
If he's not, if you don't think he's going to be throwing the rock. Now, the Prize Picks board will tell you he's going to be throwing the rock, but maybe they're not baking in that injury as much. But
I don't know. The potential like game script coming off of the injury kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie. I love the Rams. I just don't know how they're gonna do it, and I feel like they could get it done a majority of ways. Like I know their run defense is fantastic. The Seahawks run defense has been fantastic. So like in theory, like Stafford would be throwing the ball a lot, but I just don't know. This feels like a very conservative game script for the Rams for me, which is kind of why I like them to stay in the game. So I'm a little scared.
Can we back Tony Pollard in some capacity?
With what, though?
I like his touchdown. He hasn't scored in 2 months.
But I feel like that and his rushing yards has been redded out for like 6-7 weeks. And we say this every single week.
But now he's going against one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. And if they can't be up and have a lead in this game and run the football, they can go fuck themselves.
Feels so easy. That's the thing. Especially with, the Panthers just got a slew of guys ruled out for the game. And I don't think the spread has moved a bit. I'm a little concerned.
Do you want to back Justin Fields coming back this week in what I think is going to be a high-scoring game? I wouldn't mind backing Fields' rush yards, 48.5. The Lions can't contain a QB to save their fucking life.
That is fair. That could be a good square to put in the queue.
I like that square.
I am a little concerned with coming off of injury stuff, but I think he's going to be in that script regardless.
Let him loose.
Put it in the queue.
We've seen what happens. We've seen what happens when the Bears try to contain Justin Fields and make him a pocket passer. He fucking sucks. Just let him run. Let him play his game. Okay. You want to take that Nick Bosa sack?
It's up to you. I'm very impartial about putting sack squares, which I guess we've been fading them the couple times that they've been in there, putting them in the 5 guys entry. But Nick Bosa is going to do disgusting things. So that's your call there.
Damn, they took off that DeVito pass and tutty square.
Oh, geez. Wonder which way that.
They put up a Saquon and DeVito rush and receiving touchdown combo. What the fuck?
So you're running one in?
Okay. Well, we got to get some squares in here, else we're not going to have time to craft this puppy. Right now, we've got Damian Martinez more than rush yards, Sam Howell less than a pick, Justin Fields more than rush yards is in there. I think we back Stafford somehow. I think we see what else we can do. I think we back Stafford somehow. I think we back offenses in Arizona and Houston. I think we fade Steelers. I think we could.
That could be a question. We don't have a square in there from Texans Cardinals, which is highest total of the week. Definitely the one that we like the most to be a high scoring shootout type game. What are we going to do?
Who I like this week in a bounce back spot is Marquise Brown.
Ooh, we're going the other side.
Well, I figured just cut the shit, books out on Stroud live and bring him up.
I was looking more to the Texans side. Looks out in certain matchups. This ain't the matchup. So, especially with
books out, man. What do I do?
I'm pretty sure Noah Brown is out.
Dude, I don't want to touch a Texan receiver. I don't know who's going to be in. I don't know who's going to be out. Let's just leave him out.
I'm pretty sure Noah Brown is out.
What about Hollywoods?
I mean, I don't have a problem with
Hollywoods.
I know you're gonna like Hollywood better, but I would so not be against. This could be like the squarest thing in the entry, but I would not be against taking Tank Dell.
Dude, what the hell is going on?
With no Noah Brown, you got. I assume Nico Collins is back in the fold. I've heard optimism on his side, but he's coming back banged up. Regardless, the guy in the matchup that probably lines up the best is Tank Dell, as much as I don't want to say it.
Okay. I mean, if you'd rather get Tank Dell, that's fine. You want to get receiving yards or receptions?
I mean, I feel like we would have to go receiving yards, right? I
Maybe
would love the big play. I love the big play against the Cardinals defense.
Maybe he breaks one.
We also don't have to force. We can craft it up later and finish it up.
No, we got to do it now.
All right.
We got to do it now. We got to do it right now. Right now we got Damian Martinez, Sam Howell, Justin Fields, and big old Tank, who I don't mind. He's square, but I'm starting my DFS lineup this week. I think he goes off. I'm with it. I'm good with that square. Yeah, I don't know who else to put in here. I would love to back Stafford or Ram in some capacity. We could look to fade a Steeler maybe.
How about
what do you think?
Maybe we wrap it up after because we got to get the squad ride. But we have our set 4, I guess the 5th.
We have Amani Bailey in there too. It's a 5 guys right now with him in there.
Ooh, didn't forget about Amani.
All right, we'll pick it up after. Let's do some weekend squad rides, little college football squad ride action for the weekends. We can obviously put late night.
Do we even have to do a vote?
So we do have to. We do have to do it. We can do it quick. We can do a quick 1 or 2 minute vote.
Yeah, I feel like we know.
Let's go Miami ML. Let's go Oregon State ML. Is there another donkey we have and we can make it a 3-piece, Javon?
I mean,
I guess the Georgia State LSU over we could put in there.
Yeah, Georgia State LSU over.
Vote.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Georgia State LSU over 72.5.
Yep.
I'm good with running those 3, and let's see what comes out of it. It'll probably be late night beef, which I'm not opposed. Chad, hurry up, get your votes in. Go, 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 go. The poll should be up in the Twitch chat right now. You got 2 minutes to vote. Hurry the heck up. Go, go, go. Get your votes in. Pick the square you like the best. Click the button you like the best. I don't care if it's a primetime game. I don't care if it's just you begging for late night beef. Click the winner. All right? Click the play you think is smacking chat. You guys are the sharpest motherfuckers out there. All right? Trust your gut. Click the right button. Okay? That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Clicking the right damn button. Yeah, we could have put Lemoyne in there, but we decided to keep it out. All right? And then we could start crafting as they vote for today's squad ride, Javon. Favorite 2 plays? What are you liking?
I guess I can rule out Abilene Christian because that starts in like an hour.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What else?
St. Mary's.
Oh yeah, St. Mary's.
I vote St. Mary's and DePaul.
Down to put those in. St. Mary's, DePaul, Sac State. God,
yeah, can I get a number check on Sac?
Number check on Sac?
Yeah. What are they sitting at these days?
Sitting at 10.5.
Sure.
Still plays.
Okay. We got St. Mary's, DePaul, Sac State plus 10.5. Any other donkeys for tonight? Any NHL? You want to throw in tonight?
I don't like anything on the ice today. I don't force.
Well, whatever you say about the fucking hockey plays, we roll with that. So if you don't like it today, fuck hockey today. We move.
Yeah, we've been on a pretty legacy run. No one fuck it up.
Straight up. We could run with just those 3, Javon, and keep it simple. Keep it healthy.
Yeah, I don't want to force anything else in there.
Okay. I'm in on that. Chat, we'll keep it simple on today's Moose slate. Really only have college basketball to work with here with 2 Moose shit college football games, especially the Colorado one. St. Mary's, DePaul, Sac State. 3-piece. All right. We already saw the late night beef win. Shocker. W's. Love to see it, honestly. Let's get a little squad ride W here, chat. We got 1 minute to vote. And make sure you guys stick around for the Surge stream starting up here in about a minute. Trent's going to take you through the slate. If you guys want to come up and pitch him a winner, I'm sure you will have some time to today. Okay, so stick around for the Surge stream starting up here in 1 minute. And most importantly, get your fucking votes in for the BTL squad ride. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get him in, 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 get him in. Padawat, you're a beast. Appreciate you, my man. Thanks for the subbies, as always. Ron, my goat, you're a beast. I appreciate you in here, as always. Same with you, Lambong. You guys are my fucking goats. All right, in here every single day, not just dropping sub bangs, but talking plays, talking winners. And it looks like we got another one here, Javon. This is what I wanted to see. St. Mary's, ML tonight against fraudulent San Diego State, coming off a national championship runner-up season.
Let's go.
Chat, stick around for the Surge stream starting up here soon. You guys know where to get the best bets. You guys know where to get the squad ride. You guys know where to get the Hail Mary and the 5 guys entry. All right, book a BTL on Twitter if you're not following that shit. You live under a rock. All right, chat. We'll catch you guys next week. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing.